The mother, Celoria, soft-spoken and graceful, wore a flowing sky blue gown edged with silver lace, with a white lace apron when she cooked. Every step she took seemed like a dance, every gesture full of gentleness. And their daughter, Leora, small and bright-eyed, wore a tiny red scarf around her neck and a cream-white bonnet cap that was always slipping sideways. She loved to follow her parents into the kitchen, pretending to stir pots, humming to herself as though she were the head cook.
The day always began with the soft creak of the kitchen door and the crackle of firewood in the stove. Marcellus, already awake, pressed dough with strong paws, his emerald sleeves rolled up beneath his apron. He hummed an old village song, the rhythm of kneading echoing against the wooden counter. Celoria swayed gracefully around him, her blue dress hem brushing the floorboards as she sprinkled flour over the table. Sunlight streamed through the curtains, catching the silver threads of her gown, making her look almost ethereal.
Little Leora balanced on a stool, her red scarf dangling dangerously near the mixing bowl. She leaned too far toward the sugar jar, her bonnet tipping forward. Just as she was about to tumble, Marcellus scooped her up. "Patience, little chef," he teased, brushing flour across her nose. "But Papa, I want to bake too," she squeaked, clutching his apron. Celoria chuckled, adjusting Leora's scarf gently. "Helping means learning slowly, my darling." The kitchen filled with laughter, the warmth of bread rising, and the scent of cinnamon drifting through the air. By evening, the house glowed with lamplight. The wooden dining table was always laid with care. Marcellus set a steaming pot of soup in the center, his emerald coat collar reflecting the firelight. Celoria placed fresh bread beside it, her blue gown shimmering softly as she bent forward gracefully. Leora, her red scarf tied proudly, carried spoons to the table. One clattered loudly to the floor. She blushed, tugging at her bonnet, but her parents only smiled. Before eating, the family clasped paws, bowing their heads in gratitude for food, for warmth, for each other. But that night, just as their prayer ended, a sharp scratching sound broke the silence. Marcellus opened the door. Outside, under the dim lantern glow, stood stray cats, ragged, lean, with eyes glinting like knives. Their leader sneered. "Such a cozy home, such fine clothes, and such a small kitten. She would make a fine prize." Leora gasped, clutching Celoria's gown, her bonnet slipping sideways. Celoria pulled her close, her blue dress flowing like a protective curtain. Marcellus straightened his shoulders, his emerald coat gleaming like armor. "Leave! This house is ours. You will not touch my family." The strays laughed cruelly, scratching the wooden door frame. "We'll be back," their leader hissed, before they slinked into the night. The next days were heavy. Curtains stayed drawn, doors locked, and laughter quieter. Marcellus hammered nails into shutters, his coat sleeves rolled up, sweat darkening the velvet. He polished the locks at night, his amber eyes never resting. Celoria tried to hide her fear with busyness. Her blue gown trailed softly as she moved from stove to shelf, humming lullabies while she stirred soups. She tucked flowers into vases to keep the house bright. But Leora noticed. She sat on the counter, twisting her red scarf, her voice trembling. "Papa, Mama, what if they never leave us alone?" Marcellus knelt down, his emerald coat brushing the wooden floor, and placed a steady paw on her tiny shoulders. "Then, little one," he said softly, "we will show them what courage truly means." The night came when the strays returned. Their claws scraped against the windows, their shadows stretched long across the curtains. The sound of their jeers filled the house like thunder. Marcellus stood tall in the doorway, his emerald coat buttoned to the top, apron still tied as if he had been interrupted from preparing dinner. He looked like both a warrior and a provider. Celoria pulled Leora close behind her, her blue gown rippling in the candlelight like a shield. Her paw trembled, but her eyes burned with quiet resolve. But it was little Leora who felt her heart beating louder than the pounding on the door. She remembered her father's words, that courage wasn't always in strength, but sometimes in a voice. With trembling steps, she moved forward, the glow of the fire catching her red scarf like a banner of bravery. She stood before the door, tiny and shaking, her bonnet slipping down over one eye. Yet her voice, though soft, carried through the house. "This is our home," she declared. "My papa built it strong. My mama fills it with warmth. You cannot take it because it is made of love, not fear." The words echoed. The strays froze. For a moment, even the wind outside seemed to still. Behind her, Marcellus's chest swelled with pride, his emerald coat glowing under the lamplight. Celoria's tears glistened, falling onto the silver lace of her blue gown. The leader of the strays snarled, but his gang hesitated. One by one, their eyes dropped, and slowly they turned and slipped away into the shadows, leaving only silence behind. Stronger than ever, for love had made it. If this story of courage and family touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that more little tales of love and bravery can reach you. The silence was broken by the crackle of the fire. Inside, warmth returned. Marcellus ladled soup into bowls, his coat dusted with flour and courage alike. Celoria sliced bread gracefully, her blue gown swaying as she laid it upon the table. Leora, her red scarf tied neatly again, proudly placed cups beside each bowl. They ate together, the kitchen filled with peace. Celoria kissed Leora's forehead, whispering, "Tonight, my little one, you taught us what courage truly is." Marcellus nodded, his amber eyes gleaming. Strength is not always in size, but in the heart of one who dares to speak. The fire burned low, casting golden light over them. Marcellus in his emerald velvet coat, Celoria in her blue gown edged with lace, and Leora in her red scarf and bonnet. Together they had faced the night. Together they had found courage. And the little brick house on the cobblestone lane